So, I get asked a lot, what's it like to be from Alaska? Which I never really know how to answer because I couldn't give one answer if I tried. So instead I made this video.
And that's still being only a town of about 30,000 people. It's kind of like being from the place with the northernmost Denny's. It's kind of like having the tallest mountain in North America in your figurative backyard.
It's kind of like always knowing the temperature because every sign displays it. It's kind of like growing up 30 minutes from a place called North Pole. It's kind of like living 45 minutes from natural hot springs. Cool hot.
It's kind of like where you have to plug your car in so your engine will stay warm in the winter.
It's kind of like living in a place where the line between front lawn and junkyard is fine.
It's kind of like having a 40 below room as a tourist attraction.
That's really cold.
It's kind of like being from a place where light poles look like candy canes.
It's kind of like having restaurants that are named after the main dish they serve. Pad Thai restaurant, Alaska salmon bake. It's kind of like being from a place where there's reindeer. Regularly. It's kind of like we have really awesome sunsets. It's kind of like having a lot of coffee huts. It's kind of like having a fireplace in your local Barnes & Noble.
It's kind of like having a lot of taxidermic displays. It's kind of like your state's economic plumbing being a tourist attraction. It's kind of like living in a place where it's really fun to drive. It's also kind of like your hometown being filled with older tourists. Skinny Dick's, where a thin man named Richard owns a halfway inn. It's kind of like betting every year when this is going to fall through the ice so you can win money.
It's kind of like having a lot of trees.
It's kind of like where the Sears parking lot is always this full. It's kind of like being addicted to Alaska blueberry ice cream. And chocolate! It's kind of like not being sure which Subaru Outback is yours. It's kind of like duct tape being a household fix-it item. Very necessary. It's kind of like living where finished construction is a relative term. But mostly there's a lot of room to freestyle.
We need to be remembering that being addicted to foreign substances, it's not part of who we are as Yupik people.
In our region, I think that everybody knows somebody who has died from tobacco.
You know, it's accepted. Nobody that I've known in the village have said it's wrong to chew ikmik. I don't know if they know that it's addictive. It's almost encouraged.
We need to start connecting the dots and getting a lot more serious about tobacco prevention and tobacco cessation, and admitting to ourselves and to each other that tobacco causes cancer. The movement to reduce tobacco use in Bethel started about 16 years ago, and that was really a harbinger of the wave to come throughout Alaska. Bethel was the first community to go tobacco-free in public places.
So a healthy community is where together we're striving to remove the negative impacts.
A healthy community is important for everything. It's important for quality of life and for being happy.
When you start standing up together and all saying the same thing and all doing the same thing, that's a way stronger message.
If we could stop that generation, then you're breaking the cycle.
It has to start with us.
We need to engage the elders. We need to engage the young people, everyone in the community. We have to restore the culture that was affected by changes.
A high percentage of people that would like to quit, they just don't know how, or they think that they can't.
So it's really important that at the community level, we're talking about prevention. It's an issue that we all have a stake in.
Tobacco is not our culture.
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 My name is Mike Williams from Akiak, Alaska, and tobacco is not my culture. Thank you.
My Yupik name is Damker. I use that for my Yupik name because it means a little light. I am privileged and grateful and happy. I am among the grandmothers from all over the world. I had a vision when I was 9 years old that if we don't teach our young people, we're going to suffer. Our ancestors told us that as long as the world exists, it's going to live, never going to die, unless we kill it.
I grew up, that's all we ate was fish every day. We never got tired of it. A lot of the kids, they won't eat fish, and I think it's important for them to keep on using our own food, like fish and deer meat and berries.
Oh my God, I wish you can smell this.
Horn am de dem gubben, dem will you get. And I said fish is good to eat to keep you healthy.
This is fireweed. Our traditional name for them is hash. This plant has multiple uses. Traditionally, we would make like a tonic or a tea, just boil it in water. When it first comes up out of the ground, early May or so, you can eat the stalks. And it's best to get it before it flowers to get the maximum amount of vitamins. That's it. And this is about enough. That's all you need for the tea.
We started the water. We're bringing it to a boil. Okay. And we're just going to go ahead and put it inside the pot and just let it simmer for a while, just to steep it, all right? So we're going to go ahead and let that rest for about 5 minutes. Now that we let this simmer for about 5-10 minutes, we got a nice strong base going. And I'm going to go ahead and add the ice to cool it down before we put it into our pitcher to serve. We kind of like to add the fireweed to the pitcher too, just because it looks really pretty, and then it will continue to flavor the juice there. I'm gonna get all that good stuff in here. And this is fireweed tea.
President Obama and guests, this group is the Dillingham Native Dance Group. 1, 2, 3.
let me just say, first of all, thank you so much to all the kids for the great dancing. Give them a big round of applause. Thank you. And to everybody in Dillingham and everybody all along Bristol Bay, thank you for your incredible hospitality. We are so glad to be here, and I've got to make sure that I bring Michelle and the girls back. So in the meantime, we're going to enjoy some of the fish you gave us. I already had some for lunch. It was really good. All right, so we're so happy to be here, and the young people here especially, I'm very proud of you. Keep up your traditions, even as you go out into the big world and learn and bring back the knowledge that's going to help to build this community. So we're very, very proud of all of you. Thank you, guys. Let's take a picture with all the kids, all right? All right, let's take a picture.
You want them to stand up?
You know what? I'm going to kneel down and you guys. Here, I'm going to go right here. All right.